This is a guy you're supposed to take him out. When you knock him out, you don't even look at him. Get him up, get him out of here. I took care of business. There's no celebration. You're not smiling or anything. This guy's a bum. I got him out of here. That's the way they got to go in there and play like that. That the Lions are nothing but a bunch of bums. That's the way they got to treat them, man. No respect.
I love you, man. That's the Stanford in you, man. That's the Stanfordite in you.
No respect. No respect.
Hey, man. My friend Garry Cobb's got to be a little bit, I don't know, perplexed this week because this guy played 700 years in Detroit. He finished his career up with the Eagles. And, I mean, I don't know, Garry. I mean, you started your whole career there in Detroit. You had some time in Dallas, and then you ended up with the Eagles, man. How you feeling about this week?
Well, the Eagles should win this game. I mean, but you know how it is. You cannot take things for granted. And it sounds like, Detroit is looking for a fight, So, I mean, I like the Eagles in this game, but they better show up ready to play. I've seen so many teams. I was just talking to a guy earlier. You know how during the game, you cannot turn it on. When you get in the game and you show up and you're not ready to play, you can't turn it on, man. You could do, and you be looking for switches, something, You cannot turn it on. That's why you got to show up ready to play. And that's the biggest thing that would concern me about the Eagles because, come on, you play the game in Detroit. It's this, they're a team that not expected to do much. And you look at the tape, you're looking for something on the tape. If you look at something on that tape, you go, oh my goodness, look at these guys, man. These guys can play. But if you look at that tape, you don't see anything on that tape. The coach is saying, hey, you got to watch these guys. Yeah, okay, coach. Yeah, all right. Okay, all right.
Garry, let me tell you, I talked to Chris Spielman yesterday, and I'm going to tell you what Dan Campbell has been playing for these guys for the last 2 weeks. That 44-6 ass beating.
Yeah.
And he was telling them this. That team came in here and did whatever they wanted against you. And they pounded us and they beat us. And they said that they have just been playing that tape over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And Dan's like this. He tells his team in these team meetings when they go break down into positions. He's like, hey, do you want that feeling on Monday again? When you came in here and were embarrassed. And think about this too, Garry. After that game, last 6 games, they were 3-3.
Mm-hmm.
They ended up on a high note. They got better. They took that ass beating as a learning curve. And look, like you said, Eagles should win this game.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. Like you said, they're looking for a fight.
Hey, it seems like they're looking for a fight. I don't know the coach real well. I've met him a number of times, but I don't know him real well. But all the guys that know him, I mean, and I've seen, when he played, the guy's a fighter. And you know that the guys are fighters tend to be able to convert that to a team where, if nothing else, they're going to show up ready to play. And like I said, you cannot get on that plane, go over there, and, you just, hey, this is going to be a waltz in the park. And all of a sudden you get in a fight and you didn't show up ready for a fight. You can't turn on the switch, man. You're looking, like I said, you're looking for that switch, Hey, somehow or another, they cover the switch up because, I've been in games like that where, you show up going, oh, man, we're not ready. You cannot get ready during the game, man. You can't do it. So they better go out there ready to play and, earnestly, knowing exactly what you got to do, being ready, practicing hard during the week, really looking at the tape, being serious. Even if you look on there and you don't see anything impressive, you got to be ready to play your best football, man, because I'm telling you, you don't want to get off to a bad start, especially when you got it laid out for you, man. Jump on these guys, get this game over with. When you get out there, you hit them in the mouth from the start. You jump right on there, You take the ball, you run it down the throat, you move the ball down the field, you score, you take it back, you punch it in again. That's the way you're going to look, man. You guys are not going to win this game. That's the way good teams do. See, and
wouldn't you do that, Gary? Wouldn't you run the ball down their throat? Because to me, Gary, I would say this.
Yeah.
If I'm the coordinator in the room, I don't care we have A.J. Brown. I would do it this way, Gary. Well, let's see if the Lions have fixed their problems last year. We went for 238 against them last year on the ground. And personally, I think you start throwing the ball. I think you start doing something like this. I think you keep them in ball games when you do that, Gary, right? Don't you think you keep a team in ball games when you start throwing the ball and you have like 3 and outs and such? Go kick their ass like you did last year. Okay, good. What I'm saying is do what you did last year against them. Yeah. Beat them up. Let's see if you fixed it.
That's right. Well, that's the way you want to start out. You want to come out, got nobody coming in. You want to come in here in a bad mood, man. That's what you want to do. You're going to come in there and you're going to see whether they are serious.
Gary, go in there and beat them up again like you did last year.
Well, that's what you got to do. And they need to be coming in with a angry attitude. You know, you go in, it's business. That's the way you got to take these type of trips. Come in angry, jump out there and get into a fight with these guys. Make it a fight, because that way, you know, you're going in there. You know, you realize that you got the right mentality. If you're going out, you think it's going to be a walk in the park, man. That's not the way to show up to play football. You cannot do it. And as I said, if you start out that way and things start going south, you cannot turn on the switch. So you head up there like you're going to be in a fist fight. You show up ready for a fist fight. And that's the way you approach these guys. And you're very, very serious, because this is a serious game.
I was listening to the morning show on WIP, and a couple guys in Pittsburgh brought this point up. And let me use a comparison on what they did in San Francisco by bringing Garoppolo back, because they're not really sure on Trey Lance.
Correct.
This roster that Howie Roseman has built, it's a Super Bowl roster, could be the best roster or the deepest roster, I'll say that, in the NFC. Do you really think that they have a long leash with Jalen Hurts this year? If this guy can't find players and he hasn't progressed enough to improve the passing game, do you think they would roll all 17 games, Gary, and really sacrifice all the work they did at all positions, linebackers, corner, wideout? Do you think they would really just say, hey, it's more about Jalen than it is about winning?
Well, I'll tell you this. I really think it's going to be hard for him to lose his spot. I mean, he's got to be doing something where he's playing very poorly, you know, because I think they're going to stay with him. And I really don't think it's going to get to that, because he's the kind of kid that, if anything, he's going to go back to what he knows, which is he's going to try to take care of the ball. He would run and throw the ball out of bounds. He's not going to throw interception after interception. He's not going to do that. So I think, if anything, it could be the kind of thing where they say, well, you know, we didn't see enough. But I don't think he's going to lose his job, because he's not going to take so many chances where he's just throwing the ball up for grabs. That's just not his mentality. So I think that could happen where he doesn't perform good enough. And then at the end of the year, they say, yeah, we're going to go in a different direction. But I don't think it's going to happen with interception on interception, because I don't think if he throws a couple interceptions, I don't think he's just going to throw the ball if it's in a crowd. He's just not going to throw it. He's going to hold on to it and wait to get somebody that's wide open.
I agree there. Let me throw this at you too. I was listening to Greg Cosell on our network earlier, and he said 2 intriguing things about Jalen Hurts that I wonder if you agree. He says that one of the things that he struggles with is staying within the framework of an offensive system. He really doesn't have really great pocket presence, and the fact that when the play's not there, he's more apt to break the play down and take off running because he doesn't have patience back there. Can you improve on that? And do you agree with what Greg Cosell said? It's not lack of courage, I don't think, Gary.
No, it's not courage. No, it's not courage.
To me, it really is that, because when the play breaks down or that guy's not open, he takes off and he breaks the play down, and he doesn't really play within the framework of an offensive scheme.
That's him. That's Jalen. That's what he's done. Now you can see that he's trying to stop doing that, and so you saw that in the preseason game. I see it in practice, working on not doing that, holding on, just trying to, calm himself, stay in there, give things a chance. So you see he's really working on it, and he's made some progress in that area. The thing is, if I were coaching him, I would tell him, Jalen, take what they give you. If he starts off early, just throwing those little short checkdowns, because I see Montana do it to us. Okay, I see sit there and see Brady do it to somebody. He takes the short check down. After a while, I know as a linebacker, my coach on the sideline, hey, we can't give that guy 8 yards on that. You're gonna start taking that away. Now you're leaving the curl open. After a while, then he starts taking that. Then eventually the deep stuff open up. But if a quarterback's patient, he gets the ball out of his hands, throws it accurately to the running backs. You got good running backs, catch the ball. They're a tough tackle in open field. So if he does that, if he's just patient, take what they give you. I think that's the mentality. If he will have that, I think he's going to get opportunities, to look better and better. But you got to be patient and you got to believe in the offense.
Who do you think has a bigger impact on the defense as a new guy this year? Even one of the rookie guys, who do you think really is the guy that you think is really going to be somebody that you're looking forward to this year that they've added to the team, or maybe somebody that's been there?
Well, of course, Hassan Reddick is the guy that they brought in to have an effect on the team. I just think that he's going to get a lot of attention. I think Josh Sweat is the guy that I've been waiting for him to take the step he needs to take. If he can come with it off that corner like I've seen him doing in practice and things, he could make the difference, because then that's going to really take the pressure off of Reddick, and they're going to have both guys coming from both sides. They got a good pass rush from inside, but they got to have those guys coming off the corner, man. Reddick and Sweat. And so Sweat's got to step up, man. I've been telling him a couple years, hey, this is your time, man. Take your time. He's got to step up and take it. And it's going to be the key to the defense. They've got a good secondary. They've got a very good secondary. They got to get the pass rush. It wasn't there last year. It's got to be there if they want to win, man. You got to get pressure on the quarterback. It's a passing league in the NFL. You got to get to the quarterback. If you get to the quarterback, they pay you. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. And Gary, one more comment from Greg Cosell he made about Jordan Davis.
Yeah.
I thought it was also interesting that he wasn't really a pass rusher at Georgia. Correct. And he wasn't asked to be a pass rusher there. Correct. And all of a sudden, the big thing is like, well, he played with so many great players. Well, everybody in the NFL is great too. I mean,
yeah,
they have to have more out of him than just being a first and second down guy. I mean, he had 9 sacks in 43 games as a player at Georgia. Again, I mean, to me, that's not really productive.
That's right.
Okay? I mean, it's not. I mean, they need more out of him, right? They need him to be a 2.0 version of Fletcher Cox.
Well, and really just in the time he's been here, he's already shown tremendous improvement in that area. And so they got to get it out of him. They communicated it to him. Hey, look, we pay people that make plays on pass downs. That's who gets paid. And so he understands that. You can see him working on it before practice, after practice. He's been making a lot of improvement because just from a physical standpoint, the guy's a specimen. I mean, he could basically take about anybody and drive them into the backfield, and just picking up his hands, just putting his hands up, he's going to get his hands on balls. But he knows that he's got to affect the passing game if he wants to get paid in the future. So he's been working at it. They're going to get him one-on-one. They're going to be playing that 5-man front. You're going to see that quite a bit because they've got Reddick, Sweat coming off the corner. Everybody's man-to-man. That way, they got to block Fletcher one-on-one. So they like to jump in that. So you're going to see the Eagles jumping in that on different downs, that 5-man front. They showed it last year. But this year, they got Reddick. They brought him in here to be a factor when they get in that 5-man front. So we'll see if they're able to get to the quarterback, because that's going to be the key to their season. I think if they can get to the quarterback, it's going to help the offense tremendously too, and I think it could put them over the top.
Last question for you. They win the game, and to me, Gary, I don't want to win the game 24-20. I want to win the game 44-20.
Yeah.
And I want a statement that is being set and a standard that's being set so that you're supposed to beat these Lions. Hey, if you're expecting pats on the back after the Lions, then you got problems with your expectations. That means they've got to go in there with an attitude going, hey, we did what we were expected to do. We came in here and took care of business. Is that how you see it?
That's the way I see it. I mean, it's like a heavyweight championship fight. This is a guy you're supposed to take him out. When you knock him out, you don't even look at him. Get him up, get him out of here. I took care of business. There's no celebration. You're not smiling or anything. This guy's a bum. I got him out of here. That's the way they got it. They got to go in there and play like that. That the Lions are nothing but a bunch of bums. That's the way they got to treat them, man. No respect.
I love you, man. That's the Stanford in you, man. That's the Stanfordite in you.
No respect. No respect. You know, we're supposed to beat you guys. Take this whooping and like it.
Gary, I love you, man. Should be great this weekend, man. I appreciate you spending all the time you do, man. You're wonderful to me. Thank you, Gary.
Have a good one.
You got it, man. That's my friend Garry Cobb, man. I told you guys this before. I've known Garry Cobb since I was 10 years old. Guy was one of my childhood idols when I was growing up. He's a bum. The Lions are bums. All right, man. Hey, do me a favor. If you're hurt or injured on the job, there's only one attorney firm that you need to call. That is Morgan & Morgan. They don't get paid unless you do. They've collected compensation for their clients for the last 30 years to the tune of $13.5 billion. Did you hear me? $13.5 billion. For the people is not a slogan. It is who they are. Okay. Over 800 attorneys and offices in Philadelphia, New York, and in Florida are there to do battle for you. And I say this to you with great respect, that Morgan & Morgan will not be intimidated, and there's no such thing as a small case. Call them at 800-512-1600. That's 800-512-1600. They're open 24/7, 7 days a week. 800-512-1600. And when you call Morgan & Morgan, do me a favor, tell them Big Sil sent you.
When choosing a lawyer for your injury case, you may ask, does the size of the law firm matter? Well, of course it does. The insurance company, they're huge with unlimited resources. And whether your case is big or small, they're built to bully you out of the money you're owed. But here's the good news. We're big too, the biggest actually. And we're built to fight to make them pay for all that was taken from you. Size is our strength. There's only one Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com.